Hey everyone, what's going on? Hope everyone's having a great day. Welcome back to another After Effects tutorial. In today's video we will be creating this animation. Alright, so now we're going to open After Effects. We're going to create a new composition. And you guys are going to copy the settings that you see here. Okay, so now you want to import the paper texture into the project. You can download this from a link inside the description. Place it on the timeline and adjust the size, so hit S on the keyboard on that layer and adjust it to 50%. Now you're going to want to import your logo. You can add text the same way as you're going to do the process for this. Once your logo is loaded in, you want to place it above the background layer in the timeline and adjust the size to your needs. Once you're done that, you want to right click on it and select Pre-Compose, name it, and check this box and click OK. Okay, so now you want to go to the Effects panel and select Vegas Effect and apply it to the logo layer. Now we're going to change some settings, the same ones I do here. You want to change blend mode to transparent. You want to change the color to a dark gray. Change segments to 1. Then you want to open up image contours and change the intensity in the channels tab to alpha. And if that doesn't make your logo visible, go with one of the other options until you actually see that it's visible. Now you also want to go down and change the length to 0 like you see me do here, the midpoint opacity to 1, the midpoint position to 0.999, and the end opacity to 1. Make sure you're on the first frame and add a keyframe on the length tab. Then go to around 4 to 4.5 seconds and change the length value to 1. This is what animates it. Now search for Turbulent Displace in the Effects tab and apply it onto the same logo layer. Change the displacement to bulge and the amount to 30, as well as change the size to 2. This gives a pencil look with the rough edges. Alright, so now if you select the logo layer, press U on the keyboard and select both keyframes, like I do here, right click, Keyframe Assistant, and then select Easy Ease. Now you can open the graph editor. If it doesn't look like this, just right click and select Speed Graph. Now select the end keyframe and make sure the graph looks like this. Now go back to the timeline, and this gives the animation a nice smooth stroke. Okay, so now you want to import the pencil stroke image, place it on top of all the layers, and make a duplicate of the logo layer. Now place this above the stroke layer that we just put in, and go to the Effects tab and delete all the effects from this layer. Now we have to track map the pencil layer. If you don't see it right away, don't worry. You can either hit F4 or right click, select Columns and Mode. Now on the pencil stroke layer, change the track matte to alpha matte. You also want to change the opacity as well as the scale to meet any of your logo needs. Okay, so what we got to do next is we got to import the paint splatter texture into After Effects and place it on top of all the layers. After you do this, you want to select this logo layer and duplicate it. We're going to rename this Logo Reveal. Now drag the paint splatter clip to about 4.5 seconds. We also want to change the track matte to Luminate. Also turn on the visibility of the Logo Reveal layer. Now you'll notice when I play the clip through that the paint splatter doesn't entirely cover the logo, and that's perfectly fine, it's easy to fix. All you have to do is screw around with the settings like I do here. You just move the position of the paint splatter around, and you can also resize it. Once you've done that, it'll perfectly cover the logo. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to animate the pencil stroke layer as well. So go to 2 seconds on the timeline, select the stroke layer, search CC Burn Film in the Effects tab, and place it on the pencil layer. Change the burn amount to 75% and the random seed to 20. Now add a keyframe as well. Now move forward to 4.5 seconds on the timeline and change the burn to 0%. This gives you a wicked looking fade effect. Now if you press U on the keyboard and select both keyframes, right click, Keyframe Assistant, and easy ease them both. Now you can always adjust the timing to your needs. This is just the timing I used. Review it and see if you're happy with it. Okay, so now you want to select all the layers and click on this cube to turn it into a 3D scene. If you don't see this icon, hit F4 on the keypad and it should appear. Now you want to select the paper texture at the bottom of the layers and duplicate it. Turn the cube icon off on the bottom copy to remove the 3D properties like you see here. Okay, so now what we want to do next is we want to create a new camera for our scene. I'm going to go with a 35mm preset like you see me do here, and once you're done, hit OK and place the camera on top of all the layers. Make sure to go around 6 seconds in the timeline and hit P on the keyboard to open up the position. Make sure to add a keyframe, hit R for rotation, add a keyframe, also add a keyframe on the orientation as well. Now go back to frame 1 and press C to take the camera tool out and drag your mouse to get a really cool camera angle. Sort of like you see me do here. Change the last value in orientation to 60 degrees. Now you can see some nice camera movement. Now go to your last keyframe, press C 3 to 4 times, and this will turn your camera tool into a pan tool. Let's pan out a bit as well so the logo don't look so big. Okay, so now we're almost there. All you have to do now is select all the keyframes and easy ease them like you see me do here. And then I want you to open up the graph editor and select both end keyframes and change the curve to look something like this. Now once you've done that, switch back to the timeline and now the animation looks something like this. But as you can see, we have this hard edge in the paper background. So select this paper texture layer, select the ellipse tool, and double click to apply a mask to it. Now press F to open the feather and change it to 100 pixels or a bit more to feather out the hard edge. Alright, and there we go, the animation is complete. Unless you want to add some audio like I did to match the pencil strokes and whatnot, but that's totally up to you. And that's it for this tutorial, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave a comment down in the comment section on what tutorial you guys would like to see next in the series. Have a good day. Peace.
Came a long way, this to come up. Been a long time coming, this to come up. Been a long damn time, this to